Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that might sound a little intimidating at first, but I promise it's one of the most powerful skills you can learn. We're talking about accounting. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Isn't that just for boring Well, I'm here to tell you that accounting is so much more than that. It's the language of business, the storybook of your finances, and the key to making smarter decisions with your money. Think of it like this. If you wanted to understand a story written in a foreign language, you'd need to learn that language first, right? Well, business and finance speak in the language of numbers. Accounting is what translates those numbers into a story you can actually understand. It's not just about adding and subtracting. It's about interpreting what those numbers are telling you about the health and performance of a company, or even your own personal finances. So, why does this matter to you? Whether you're dreaming of starting your own business, want to get better at managing your personal budget, or simply want to understand the world of finance, accounting is your foundation. It helps you track where your money's coming from and where it's going. It shows you if you're making a profit or a loss. It gives you the confidence to plan for the future, whether that's saving for a big purchase, investing, or expanding a business. Every single financial decision you make is backed by numbers, and accounting is what makes those numbers meaningful. Let's break down what accounting really is. At its core, accounting is the process of recording, summarizing, and reporting financial transactions. It's a systematic way to keep track of a company's financial activities. Imagine a small coffee shop. Every time they sell a latte, buy more coffee beans, pay an employee, or pay the electricity bill, that's a financial transaction. Accounting is the system that captures all of that information. Without it, the coffee shop owner would be flying blind. They wouldn't know if they're making money, how much cash they have on hand, or if they can afford to hire another barista. It's like trying to drive a car with a blindfold on. Accounting removes the blindfold and gives you a clear dashboard showing your speed, fuel level, and engine status. Now, you might have heard of terms like bookkeeping and accounting used interchangeably, but there's a subtle difference. Bookkeeping is the recording part. It's the day-to-day process of logging all those transactions. It's super important, but it's just one piece of the puzzle. Accounting is the bigger picture. It takes all the data from the bookkeeper, analyzes it, interprets it, and then presents it in a way that helps people make decisions. The accountant is the storyteller who turns raw data into a compelling narrative about the business's financial journey. So, how do numbers tell this story? Through financial statements. These are the reports that summarize a company's performance. The three main ones you'll hear about are the income statement, the balance sheet, and the cash flow statement. Don't worry, we won't get too technical today, but just think of them as different chapters of the financial story. The income statement tells you if the business was profitable over a period of time. The balance sheet gives you a snapshot of what the business owns and what it owes at a single point in time. And the cash flow statement shows you exactly how cash moved in and out of the business. Together, they paint a complete picture. But let's bring this down to a more personal level. You're actually already doing a basic form of accounting in your everyday life. You just might not call it that. When you check your bank account to see if you can afford to go out for dinner, that's accounting. When you create a budget to save for a vacation, that's accounting. You're tracking your income, your expenses, and making decisions based on the numbers. Let's walk through a simple step-by-step example together. Imagine you want to start a small side hustle selling handmade greeting cards online. Let's see how accounting principles can help you figure out if you're actually making a profit. Step 1 is to identify and record your startup costs. Let's say you buy a pack of high-quality cardstock for $20, a set of colored pens for $15, and envelopes for $10. Your total initial investment, or your initial expenses, are de 20 plus 15 plus 10, which equals $45. You record this. Step 2 is to track your sales, which is your revenue. You decide to sell each card for $5. Over the first month, you sell 30 cards. So your total revenue is 30 cards times $5 per card, which equals $150. You record this as your income. Now, step 3, we need to calculate the cost of the goods you sold. This is a key accounting concept. Let's say making those 30 cards used up half of your cardstock, which is $10 worth half of your pens, which is $7.50 worth, and 30 envelopes, which cost you $6. So the total cost of the goods you sold is 10 plus 7.50 plus 6, which comes out to $23.50. Finally, step 4 is to calculate your profit. This is the fun part. Your profit is your total revenue minus your total costs. In this case, your revenue was $150. Your cost for the goods sold was $23.50. So your gross profit is $150 minus 23.50, which equals $126.50. By simply tracking a few numbers, you've gone from just selling cards to understanding your business. You know your revenue, you know your costs, and most importantly, you know your profit. Now you can make informed decisions. Is $5 the right price? Could you find cheaper supplies to increase your profit margin? Can you afford to run an online ad? All of these decisions start with the simple accounting we just did. This is exactly how it works on a larger scale for big companies, just with a lot more transactions and a few more layers of complexity. They track their sales, their cost of goods sold, their operating expenses like salaries and rent, and ultimately determine their net income or the bottom line. This is what investors look at to see if a company is a good investment. It's what banks look at to decide if they should give a company a loan. Accounting builds confidence. When you understand your numbers, you're not just guessing anymore. You're making decisions based on facts. For an individual, this might mean finally getting a handle on your debt and creating a plan to pay it off. It might mean feeling confident enough to start investing for retirement because you know exactly how much you can afford to set aside each month. You move from a place of financial anxiety to a place of financial control and empowerment. For a business owner, this confidence is everything. It's the confidence to hire your first employee, to launch a new product, or to expand to a new location. Every major business decision is a calculated risk, and accounting provides the data you need to make that calculation. Without it, you're just gambling. With it, you're making a strategic move. So my challenge to you today is to start looking at the numbers in your own life. Don't be afraid of them. Embrace them. Start a simple budget. If you have a hobby you'd like to turn into a business, do the simple profit calculation we just did. The more you practice, the more comfortable you'll become with this language of business. Think of it like learning to play an instrument or a sport. You don't become a pro overnight. It takes daily practice. So make it a habit to solve one small financial problem or analyze one piece of your financial puzzle each day. Maybe one day it's calculating the total cost of your monthly subscriptions. The next, it's figuring out the interest you're paying on a credit card. These small daily practices will build up over time, turning you into someone who is truly fluent in the language of numbers. You'll start to see the world differently, making smarter, more confident decisions in every area of your life. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this gave you a new perspective on accounting and made it feel a little less scary and a lot more empowering. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe for more content that helps you master your money in your life. Let me know in the comments what financial topic you'd like me to break down next. See you in the next video.